qu'on jouerait pas à un petit jeu? Hmm. Hmm. On va faire notre fort broadcast. J'avais envie de jouer tout à l'heure. Let's raise a glass of two. Alors le jeu est installé, faut juste que que DirectX pardon s'installe. Alors on va mettre note fort broadcast. Ah mais attendez, il est minuit passé en fait. Oh ouais, mais j'ai pas été dormir. Je vais laisser live. Hein. Et on va mettre... Hop là. Là on est bon. Je... voilà. On va mettre la capture de jeu pour que ce soit... Pour que ça bug pas. Voilà. Alors. Live for broadcast. Un jeu qui consiste à faire de la réal. Ok. Ok, donc ça c'est nous. Back. L'autre game. Ah ouais, bah celle-là là. On va continuer. Oh, ouais. Continue, voilà. On va continuer la game 8. Je me rappelle plus comment on joue. Mais c'est pas grave, on va faire avec vous. J'ai pas peur de me planter. Je sais qu'il faut appuyer sur des boutons. Mais je me rappelle plus du tout. Purée. Il faut appuyer sur des boutons, il y a les caméras et tout, mais... Il y a un téléphone qui sonne là. Ah oui, là il y a le signal, je me rappelle. C'est quoi le téléphone qui sonne là? Ah! Tout est en anglais donc je comprends rien en plus. Ah, that's better. Let's get the power. Ok, c'est fini. T'as fini ou t'as pas fini? Ah, je veux bien aller, mais je peux plus aller. Comment on fait pour aller là? Ah. Ah. Contrôle. J'ai pas les bons. Z, X, C. Ah voilà, c'est ça que je vais faire. Replace. Voilà, Z, S. Replace. Voilà, Q, D. Ok, là on est bon. On va voir. Bah du coup là on va mettre A. Replace A. Voilà. X, C, ça bouge pas. Bah attends, mais on va mettre W. Ah, ça sera plus simple, je pense. Il n'y a pas de W. Non, c'est bon. Ça sera plus simple. Et 1, 2, 3. Attends. 1. Ah, c'est bon, c'est ça. F1, F2, F3, F4. Ok. Espace. La censure, c'est l'espace. Ok. Ok, back. Il n'y a pas besoin de sauvegarder, non. Ok, back. Game. Là, je sais même plus ce que c'est ça. Quoi? Ah non, j'ai tout éteint là. Il veut que je... Ah oui, il y avait les cassettes là. Il n'y avait pas une histoire de cassette qu'il fallait mettre? Ah oui, c'est là, c'est vrai. Advance go. Je sais pas laquelle il faut mettre. Vas-y, on va mettre ça. Ah. Jus de cochon. Et should we play? Vas-y. Is this too safe? Vas-y, on va la jouer. Moi, j'ai peur de rien. Attends, je vais voir si je peux pas audio. Subtitle, ouais, on. Il n'y a pas genre en français? Accessibilité peut-être. On peut vraiment pas le mettre en français? Le jeu? Bah, visiblement non. Tant pis. Oh, image B on the right. Ok. Ah oui, attendez. Enfin, où est-ce que je peux me mettre? Je sais pas trop où me mettre pour que ce soit pas chiant parce que là, tout ce que vous allez voir est intéressant en vrai. Ah, tant pis, on va se mettre là. Ah, vous voyez les écrans là. Ok. Voilà.
Is this Janet who thinks dogs have their own secret language?
Yeah, the one that mistrusts the moon. 10 seconds, everybody.
Not the best source of consumer advice, then.
Don't blame me when it explodes. Going in 5, 4, 3.
Good evening. I'm Jeremy Dawson. Our main headlines tonight.
Ok.
Destination unknown.
Preparing image A.
Dave Advance's first full week in office. We ask exactly who's leading this charge. Tonight, I'll be discussing what the new future might hold with a leading economist and radical free thinker. With the Assets and Wealth Act on the brink of raising living standards for the vast majority of the country, I'll be asking my
Je suis pas sûr que c'était ça, hein.
on the way to a new future. Out with the old, Remington's Fist have appointed Sophia Remington as their new CEO. The following photo, taken from our archive, gives us a sense of this influential young firebrand who, at the tender age of 23, becomes the youngest female CEO in history. Sophia Remington has always impressed.
En fait, je pense qu'il faut pouvoir. Je pense qu'il faut pouvoir comprendre ce qu'il dit, mais comme je comprends pas ce qu'il dit. Ah, c'est compliqué sans comprendre ce qu'il dit. Hein.
Sophia promises it'll be all the rage this Christmas, but concerns have been raised about the product's safety. Making a splash. Intrepid scientist Dr. David Wong and marine biologist Ingrid Swarsborg and Horgensford have today set off to explore Dante's taint. The recently discovered cave system was previously thought unreachable, but thanks to a new breakthrough in underwater flower technology, the pair hope to successfully reach the imposing central cavern and the undiscovered plant species it contains. This is, of course, only the latest in a series of
Je sais, là je sais du pif, hein. C'est vraiment du pifomètre que je fais là. Hein.
The pair stated, "We will face the plentiful challenges together, like we always have." Playing the field, rumors abound as sporting legend Johnny Hamsleeves is snapped leaving Bush, one of the capital's hottest clubs. The footballer was caught while out celebrating being named Sports Personality of the Year last week, as reported by this very program. Johnny is seen here with socialite and performance artist Tiffany Lamore, whose recent show, Snatched Inside My Snatch, has kept her firmly in the public eye.
En fait, il faut juste que je mette des photos normales, quoi. Faut pas que je mette les photos où il vomit ou des trucs comme ça, dégueulasses.
And grievous bodily charm. With Advance promising a radical new position on crime, how afraid should we actually be? I'll be going live around the country to talk with people.
Je comprends pas ce qu'il dit. Je mets un truc au pif, je sais pas ce qu'il dit.
With more and more powers passing to the police, and less oversight, are we using an advanced-shaped sledgehammer to crack a nut? All that, the mega
Ah si, j'ai eu un... Ah non, j'ai perdu des trucs, j'ai perdu.
of the new Assets and Wealth Act firsthand. They'll be talking and performing later. That's all coming up on tonight's National Nightly News.
Qu'est-ce qui se passe? Ah oui, mince. Ah c'est bon, c'est bon.
Think of the government's swift enactment of the Assets and Wealth Act. We're talking about Advance's first week in office and what the new future holds. Joining me are Katie Brightman, a leading economist, and Alan James, author of Alan James is Right, The Free Man's Guide to Waking Up. Alan, the government certainly haven't dragged their heels
On fait une réal.
on the legislation they promised. But what does the Wealth Act mean for us?
Nothing, Jeremy. We're still vassal slaves, we're just in prettier cages.
A confident dismissal there. Katie Brightman, do you agree?
I'm afraid I don't, no. I think that Advance have realised that the current
Ah, c'est mon boulot, ça, je sais
system
faire.
of unlimited, unending growth is untenable, so they're changing things up.
There I agree with you. They're moving to the next steps in the grand plan.
Grand plan, Alan.
It's all in my book. Alan James is right, Jeremy. We're to become the great herd. Ignorant, sterile, and short-lived. That's what they want.
Or perhaps Advance have just realised that if we carry on the way we are, we will destroy ourselves and this planet in a mad orgy of consumption, if you'll excuse the colourful metaphor.
Yes, orgy is the right word. Only it'll be the overlords having an orgy on our poor broken backs. It's all in my book. Alan James is...
Shamelessly self-promoting? Katie, how do you think the rest of the world will respond to this new approach?
I think they're watching carefully. Advance are the most disruptive threat
Ah, ils lui ont enlevé le bouquin.
faced since the last Great War.
Yes, Katie's right. War is inevitable.
Thank you, but that isn't
And
what
this will not be a war like we've ever seen before. We're talking millions of deaths. We're talking high-tech weapons that can level entire cities. We're talking...
Out of the wrong orifices?
Mock me all you like, Jeremy, but when they murder your parents and they poison your food and they take you away to their camps for hypno-brainwashing, we'll be laughing then.
That might be a great way to sell books, Alan, but you know full well that isn't going to happen in a democracy.
Democracy is dead.
Yes, Advance are radical, and change is always frightening, but the truth is that the Wealth and Assets Act has made more than 90% of
Je
the
comprends rien à ce qu'ils
population
disent.
wealthier and is on target to produce a permanent end to poverty.
Bollocks! What this young lady doesn't understand, Jeremy, is
Ah
that
non, il y
these are the
avait
same
une...
people.
J'ai pas fait
Maybe
attention.
they've rebranded, but it's all a little circus act to keep us
Il a
from
dit,
seeing
il a
the
dit, j'avais pas
timeline
compris que
that
c'était
could.
That's
une
where you're
injure.
wrong, Alan. For a start, they've mobilised the youth vote like we've never seen before.
You say mobilise, I call it grooming. The grooming of an entire generation to walk
J'ai laissé passer une
happily into
injure.
eternal bondage. They're like psychic paedophiles.
But based on the facts, Katie, what are your predictions?
The Assets and Wealth Act is only the first step. Advance now have a historic budgetary surplus, and as well as properly
J'avais
funding our
oublié les
public
censures.
services, they're already funneling unprecedented amounts into scientific research and the arts.
Or, as I call them in my book, Frankenscience and opiates. Like opiates, see?
Can we get back to the issue at hand, please, Alan?
This is the issue. It's all coming from the water, the chemicals. They're pumping it full of belief juice.
Don't get me wrong, I want to see these changes, but only if they're sustainable. If Advance lose their power after spending half of our GDP on dismantling infrastructure, that could be catastrophic.
The catastrophe is that they're succeeding. They've got us sat here talking about their puppet show.
All right, we're running out of time. Quickly, Alan, what does the future look like to you?
A bleak space where we've all been figuratively sodomized into submission.
No, of course. Katie?
We might be on the eve of a brave new world. God knows we need some change, but we need to be cautious. Let's walk forwards with our eyes open.
Two very different visions of the future there.
Wait,
Alan James, Katie Brightman, thank you for joining me. When we come back, I'll be investigating law and order before Megan meets some beneficiaries of the Assets and Wealth Act. That's all coming up tonight on the National Nightly News.
1 minute back.
You know, I think they might do some good.
I hope so too, Jeremy.
How would you be
Mais comment je fais? Comment je fais? Comment je fais? Comment je fais? Comment je fais pour l'arrêter?
Well, we'll see who's full of
Ah, faut
shit.
faire
won't
B,
we?
j'avais
Alan,
oublié
I can
ça.
explain it to you, but unfortunately, I can't understand it for you.
J'avais oublié qu'il y avait des publicités à passer, purée.
Well, I don't know what she meant by that.
Ah ouais, moi je me rappelais plus, hein.
How's it going actually? Fuck it, I don't care, I hate the fucking news. Oh, bloody hell, I love this tune though. Alright mate, see you later, bye!
J'ai appuyé vraiment sur tous les boutons, j'ai paniqué de ouf.
I'm just saying I'll do what I can, that's all.
Bullshit, you will. She's good. You know she is.
I've said I put a word in, that's all I can do.
10 seconds, everybody. You little cheeky, scared of the big bird. Can't
What
do
you
what
gonna
we do.
do?
That's sticks, I'll
Big
just-
butt.
5, 4, 3.
Welcome back. In our second segment, we're going to be taking a deep dive into the state of law and order in our country. Advance have already tasked what they are calling a solutions team to move this serious social problem to the top of the list. Tonight, we go behind the headlines to meet the people who live with the criminal justice system every day of their lives. First up, we have Gregory Judge, a lawyer who sees the problems close up on the front line. Can you hear me, Gregory?
Yes, I've got you, Jeremy. Thanks for having me.
What's it like on the front line of the hard face of the cold hand of justice?
Well, as you can imagine, Jeremy, we are massively
Allez, vas-y,
understaffed
Jeremy.
in this country. We're working every hour we can just to try and cope with the caseloads on our desks.
Which must affect the quality of support you can offer.
Well, we can barely keep up with demand, Jeremy. There just simply isn't enough being done at a systemic level to relieve the problem.
Greg?
We need more support from ministers. What are you doing? We need change at a structural level,
I'm
Jeremy.
leaving.
Not a good time, darling.
It never is it? I'll be at my mother's.
Just hang on.
Elle quitte son mec.
The problem
en
isn't
pleine,
a local one, Jeremy. It's nationwide. Just give me 5 minutes. and
En pleine émission, quoi.
Oh, haven't you mentioned your affairs?
No. Well, the affairs of the Justice Department that we should be concerned about.
Hello, Mr. Donaldson.
Hello, Mrs. Judge.
We need legislation to relieve the pressure on our public
Sorry
servants.
to interrupt the news, Mr. Donaldson. Can I have a moment to tell my husband I'm leaving him?
Yes, I totally understand. Quite the picture of a burdened legal sector there. Gregory Judge, thank you for joining us. Next, I'm joined by Police Chief Constable
Ok, on a le
Bob
troisième qui arrive
Hill,
là.
a man with a very different perspective on our nation's crime. Do you think there's a problem with the system, Bob?
I'm sure we all do, Jeremy. I'm sure we all
Qu'est-ce qui se
long for a
passe?
return
Qu'est-ce
to
qui
the
se passe?
days when you
Ah.
could safely walk
Il me
the
fait
streets of
paniquer
your
lui à chaque
community
fois là.
alone, looking in through windows and generally enjoying your neighbours without the risk of being terrorised by some thug with a knife or kosh.
So you feel the streets simply aren't safe anymore? Where have we gone wrong, Bob?
Well, that's not a simple question, Jeremy, but I think it all comes down to moral decay. We've diluted our culture and lost touch with what it means to be a citizen of this once great country.
Laisse-moi tranquille.
Also, as the vicar noted in Sunday's sermon, we probably shouldn't
Ouf,
have found
c'est
hanging.
bon.
And to what do you attribute this moral decay?
Foreigners, gays and gypsies mainly. It's all in the Bible. Look, Leviticus clearly states that... Oh, bugger, hang on a moment. Jeremy, your bloody gimp's escaped. Delia, could you give me a little help, please, dear? As I was saying, Jesus didn't like immigrants much, did he?
And just to be clear, you think it's the immigrants who are responsible
Oh là 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 là,
for
c'est
the
trop bizarre.
moral decay?
Absolutely, Jeremy.
Il y a un SM derrière lui.
Delia, I really could use a little help with this.
Oh, sorry, darling. I was spaying the badgers.
Yes, I'm talking to Jeremy Donaldson. Clive, could you put him back in the box?
Oh, Clive, you know it's Wednesday. You go back in your gimp space. Off
And
you go.
whose
Back
responsibility
in-
is it to make a change, Bob?
Well, it is certainly not the responsibility of the decent.
Je suis du père, c'est compliqué là.
Darling, where's the padlock?
Oh, hold on just a moment.
Clive, this simply won't do. Naughty, naughty, naughty boy. Mummy said get
Ça, c'est n'importe quoi, purée.
Mummy said get back in your gimp space. No! Naughty! You beast, Clive! You
As I was saying, Jeremy, moral decay. Crime is the responsibility of the criminal, no one else. Look, everyone has a sob story, but we don't all end up as
Aïe,
barbarians,
aïe, aïe,
do we?
aïe, aïe,
Look, when
aïe,
our
aïe.
daughter Alice comes home with an A-, does she go on a killing spree? No, she takes 3 of her pills and hides under the stairs like a normal child.
Thank you, Bob. Bob Peel there, really locking down the police's position on morality for us. And finally tonight,
Allez, le
hopefully
dernier là.
uninterrupted, it's time to get to the heart of the matter. Tony Dawson has recently been released from prison after serving 3 years for aggravated assault,
Happy
burglary,
birthday,
and
Tony.
menacing a SWAT. He's agreed to talk to us today, which is also, I believe, his birthday. Many happy returns, Tony.
Cheers, Jez. Call me Titwank Tony. Everybody else does.
No, I'm not going to be doing that. Can you tell us what it's like in prison, Tony?
Titwank Tony. Hey! Prison's a mixed bag. Structure's quite nice, but it's a constant battle against institutionalization, as you can imagine. And obviously, titwanks are quite hard to come by.
I'm picking up that you're not alone there, Tony.
Titwank Tony. Hey! Yeah, sorry, my friends are throwing me a surprise party.
Il fait que dire des trucs qu'il faut censurer, lui.
Well, we're trying to get back to that party as soon as possible. First, let me ask you this. Do you feel that your time spent in prison helped to rehabilitate you in any way, Tony?
Titwank Tony. Way! I don't think it's as easy as that, Jez.
It's open!
I think asking that is an oversimplification.
It sounds like it's getting quite busy there, Tony, but let's try and soldier on. Since leaving custody, have you been able to find a new job?
Yeah, all the boys are here. Big Chris.
Oi, oi!
Oi, oi, oi.
And Vampire Chris.
Oh là, c'est la stripteaseuse là, c'est ça.
Yep.
One sec, love. Titwank Tony's on the news. Rehabilitation's difficult with the current system, Jez. Just not set up for it, you know? It's inherently unjust.
Ouais.
So, do you feel...
Oh, il y a un clown.
I'm sorry, who's this guy?
Open!
You are joking. Chrissy Free Bollocks has only got Mr. Fancy, oh? Not now, fellas. I'm on the news.
It seems like we've caught you at a bad time.
The little boy.
Oh, I can't really hear you, mate. It's getting a bit busy here. Jesus.
Yes, we seem to be losing a signal here, Tony.
Fucking way. Let's believe that.
Well, we're just trying to get that signal back. I think we... Yes, Tony? Tony, I mean, we're literally away for 2 seconds. How does this happen, Tony? Can you hear me? Well, we seem to have lost our train of thought. Hopefully you, the viewer at home, have managed to gain a broader understanding of the serious and complex issues around law and order. After the break, Megan will be live with some plucky young thespians. Don't go away. We'll be back after these messages.
1 minute back, everybody.
I'm back.
Well,
Yes.
Mate, I ain't got long and I'm quite drunk. It's been a great night. In this next section,
Ah, lui, il sert à rien.
if you edit in time with the music, you can see the result on the vision mixer, and the public will love that. Don't worry if you don't, though. You won't get punished for it or nothing. Just try and stay in the groove. Also, one last tip. When the music starts, turn down the broadcast volume. Right, enjoy the music bit. God, I love music. God, I'm so pissed. I think I might go and throw up in a bit.
With the Go-Getters, you can be sure that your children will be well equipped in the march towards progress. After all,
Faut faire les faders, je crois, maintenant.
the moving forwards. The advanced Go-Getters. Forwards together.
Ils sont beaucoup là sur le truc.
Welcome's Black. I'm Megan Wolf, and on tonight's Culture Spot, I'll be chatting with one of the first beneficiaries of the
J'ai pas pris la bonne.
Act, a team of inspiring young people from received a grant from Advance to take their play, Hey, Friendship, on a tour of local secondary schools. Welcome to you all. Well, let's start with you two, Harriet and Charlotte Winstanley-Hamilton. Girls, you must be thrilled.
We are, Megan. We're overwhelmed, to be honest.
And I believe you two are sisters, is that right?
Yes, Charlotte's my oldest. I'm the older, more popular one. Only joking.
Harriet and Trey were really the ones who came up with the whole idea.
So, Harry and I were shooting the breeze in the cafeteria, and I said, hey, let's actually do something.
So I went to look for a drama teacher.
But she'd been laid off due to budget cuts. Fortunately, I directed a pantomime when I was at university, so I knew the ropes, as it were.
Right, yes, but you're the maths teacher, aren't you?
Yes, that's me, Jeff Algebra, maths teacher.
Maths is really important.
Oh, thanks, Steve.
Maths is really important.
Yeah, thanks, Steve.
Non, je fais un jeu où il faut réaliser
History, Aristotle
le principe du jeu.
that when we travel around all these problem schools and the poor kids see us, they say, hey, I really want to be like those attractive kids. And that's a very beautiful and powerful thing. We touch our audiences, and they touch us right back.
I suppose with a surname like Algebra, there was really only one choice of career for me. My wife, Angela, and I, we often laugh about it.
Angela Algebra.
Yes.
We just want to bring a bit of song and joy into people's lives.
And teach people about the difficult issues. The issues in the play are what really matter.
And I think you're going to be showing us an extract from this play, aren't you?
That's right. To put into context, I play a young first year who's having some troubles at school.
Ça me fatigue quand il retouche les câbles.
Doesn't actually have a name, yeah, because in a way she's like all of us.
It's like a metaphor. Maybe she's you at home, or like, maybe she's you, Megan.
Maths is really important.
Yeah, thanks, Steve.
Put it in, coach.
Yes, thanks, Steve.
Right, well, I'm going to have a little chat with
Je
you.
comprends rien à ce qu'ils disent.
You run off
Vraiment.
and get ready. I can't wait
Et
to
pourtant,
see
c'est
it.
sous-titré.
That's it, that way. So, Jeff, when did you first hear about the grants?
2 days ago. A letter from Advance arrived at the school. Now, the headmaster thought it was all a prank, but his secretary retrieved it from his bin and brought it to me.
Wow, how did you react?
I also threw it
C'est quoi,
in
ils vont
the
faire
bin.
un spectacle en fait?
But then, Harriet and Trey rescued it, and they rang the number at the bottom of the page, and next thing you know, we're on tour.
Wow. Well, I think we can all guess which way you'll be voting from now on.
Do you know what? It's funny because Angela and I don't usually vote. We're not very political. I'm a mathematician, of course, and she's a paraplegic, mainly. But we did used to watch that
Ça
Peter
brille, là.
Clements DIY show back in the day, and so we thought, why not? Let's have a go with this whole democracy thing.
Okay.
And here we bally well are.
Good stuff.
Fucking brilliant!
So, let's have a look at a short section of Hey, Friendship.
Dear Diary, I'm not sure I can take another day at this school. Another day of tears. Tears. Another day of fears. But still I walk the corridors alone. Alone. Dreading what might be around every corner.
What's around the corner? What's around the corner? What's around the corner?
Oh, hi Gary. Oh heavens no! It's Gary the Fist!
Gary the Fist!
Going somewhere, little first year?
Great. I've been looking for some poor victim to bully all morning. But will this make me feel better about my violent father? Violent father.
Excuse me, I'm late for maths. It's my favourite subject. And so important.
Maths is for losers.
What?
Maths is for losers.
My arm's stuck, coach.
Keep going, for fuck's sake!
Right, maths is for losers. Now, give me your lunch money.
Double lunch for me today, but why am I only truly happy when I'm eating?
Je comprends rien à ce qui se passe.
Not today, Gary the Fist.
What do you mean not today? Who are you? Oh, my arm's free, coach.
Brilliant, keep going!
Right, who are you to stand up to me? I'm Gary the Fist, and you're just a sad little girl with 2 gay dads who's all alone.
That's where you're wrong, Gary the Fist. These are my 2 new friends. Vanessa is captain of the netball team. Yeah. And Blake owns a motorbike.
Yeah.
But
But
I can't fight all 3 of you, and I don't have any friends of my own.
c'est quoi ça?
Take a look at me. Take a little look at my face. I could be you. She could be you. And you could be me.
Or you could be me.
Life can be peachy keen if you work as a team.
It's my choice to be mean. So stop now, make a different choice.
Listen to that inner voice.
Hey, listen up.
kids, I'm Gary the Fist. People think guys like me probably shouldn't exist, but that's just prejudice, and I'd do better if you knew the way that I became Gary the Fist. I grew up on a council estate. The park was hip, but the flats weren't great. My dad used to come home drunk and late, and he'd hit my mum, and for dinner he had to wait. Oh, where's my dinner?
It's not ready.
Oh, where's my dinner, woman? Don't make me ask you again.
Hitting women is wrong.
I guess life's pretty hard on a council estate. 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 It's so damn hard on a council estate.
Life can be peachy keen.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
If you work as a team.
Just work as a team.
It's your choice to be me.
It's my choice.
So stop now, make a different choice.
Listen to that inner voice.
Friendship!
Yes! Oh, oh, oh.
Well, thankfully that's all we have time for
Waouh.
tonight on the National Nightly
Ça, c'était
News.
un beau concert.
Join us tomorrow
Et coucou
night
Space
for
Tomalis.
headlines from across the
Coucou.
country. My name's Jeremy
Comment ça va petit pote?
Have a
Merci
peaceful
pour le raid, merci beaucoup.
And we're out.
Oh, that was brilliant.
Merci beaucoup pour le raid, bienvenue à toi et bienvenue à ta communauté. Ah, je m'excuse, j'étais concentrée là. Là j'étais concentrée, il faut avoir le bon tempo à chaque fois. Attends mince.
With his state-of-the-art human-like voice to keep them company when you can.
Bon, j'ai eu E. La première j'ai eu E, ouais. C'est le moment où je savais pas trop ce qu'il fallait que je fasse. Allez, il faut revenir sur le jeu aussi hein. Ok. Ok. Bah, save and quit. Ah non, j'aurais dû faire continue. Je suis bête, j'avais pas vu qu'il y avait continue en bas à droite. Il faut que je fasse absolument continue. Play. Continue. Ah, je suis des 15. Waouh. Eh, le temps passe vite, hein. C'est long par contre là pour charger à chaque fois. D15. D15, A Light Night. Ah, c'est le moment où on avance dans l'histoire. Tu arrives à la maison après une autre longue... un autre long shift à trouver une note. Je sais pas ce que ça veut dire. Attendre pour toi sur le countertop. Je sais pas. Sur le dessus du counter. Tu reconnais l'écriture, je crois, de Sam. Chris has been evicted for not playing grant. Ah, il a été éjecté, je crois, pour pas avoir assez ramené d'argent. Sam est parti pour chercher les affaires de Chris de la rue. Don't wait up, ne m'attends pas, je crois. Underline twice. C'est ta faute maintenant? Alors t'as accusé d'un truc, je sais pas. On a accusé d'un truc apparemment, mais je sais pas ce que c'est. You sulky, vous avez appuyé sur lecture on the ship pour le film d'horreur. Tu étais parti, vous étiez parti le voir ensemble. Il avait l'habitude de vous terrifier petit, mais de toujours faire... de vous faire rire tous les deux. Ce n'est pas la même sans Sam, mais... you still chuckle. Et tu peux le regarder de temps en temps, le film, je crois, je sais pas. Juste au moment où ça commençait à... Je sais pas, good beat, je sais pas ce que c'est. À être bien, à un peu bien peut-être. La partie où Candy décide de partir investigate, de partir enquêter toute seule. Votre fils de 14 ans vous interrompt. Il veut aller à la maison de ses amis. Il vous regarde dans le chemin que seulement un enfant a. Bleeding but somehow defiant. Il vous regarde avec son regard d'ado, je suppose. Lassé, je pense que ça doit être lassé et défiant. You let him as long as he promised to me home by 11. You tell Charlie no, he know he has not allowed as it's late on school. Ah bah si, moi je le laisse y aller. Hein. Clearly surprised. Alors clairement surpris. Il practically race out the door. Je sais pas ce que c'est races. Il arrive quasi devant la porte peut-être. You doze, je sais pas ce que c'est. Devant le film. Vous vous endormez peut-être. Attendant son retour, vous commencez à vous réveiller avec le son de la télévision qui est statique. Il est parti. Il est minuit. Et il n'y a aucun signe de Charlie ou de Sam. C'est un soir d'école. Il y a école demain. Il a promis. So you go over there. Vous bougez de là, je comprends pas. Je vais le chercher en gros. Ou vous êtes fatigué et dans un mauvais mood, vous croyez Charlie. Ouais, il rentrera bientôt. Moi je le crois. C'est une nuit. Il commence à prendre des responsabilités pour ses propres décisions bientôt. Qu'est-ce qui est le mieux? Qu'est-ce qui peut bien arriver de pire de toute façon? A call from school, il va pas à l'école. Voilà. Votre famille répond aux machines crackles, je sais pas ce que c'est dans la vie. Could be calling while you are in school, we're at work. Je comprends pas du tout. Bon après-midi, c'est un message de la famille pour la famille Winston. C'est Miss Smith qui appelle à propos de votre fils Charles. Ok. Je suis sûre que c'est parfaitement raisonnable à expliquer, mais il n'était pas à l'école aujourd'hui et il n'a pas hasn't heard. Et je sais pas, enfin en gros il est absent quoi. J'aimerais, je suppose, vous contacter pour savoir les absences qui sont autorisées enfin, il faut des explications sur les absences de mon fils. Or, dans des circonstances exceptionnelles, les parents peuvent appeler en premier le matin, je comprends pas. Et s'il vous plaît, regardez see to that it doesn't. Vérifiez que ça ne revienne pas, que ça n'arrive plus, qu'il ne soit plus absent, je crois. Merci, au revoir. Someone has some explaining to do. Aïe, il va se faire défoncer le petit Sam là. C'est Sam ou c'est Charlie, je sais plus. Oh, le temps il passe vite là, qu'est-ce qui se passe? On était jour 15. Ah, c'est Noël là? Vous ne pouvez pas aider, mais craque un sourire à As you look around the table, autour de la table, je comprends pas ce que c'est. La neige, à settle. Je suppose que c'est la neige est en train de s'entasser devant la fenêtre, dehors, sur l'herbe dehors. Les enfants, are pulling cracker, je sais pas ce que c'est cracker. À chaque fois ça ressort. Votre mère essaye de garder ses yeux ouverts. Vous avez toujours une place confortable pour Noël, je crois. Vous vous asseyez en bout de table maintenant, la place de papa. C'est une après-midi, je sais pas ce que c'est tense. Tout le monde peut le sentir. C'est la première fois que vous voyez Chris qui refuse une part avec votre passeport. Ah, depuis qu'il a refusé de partir avec votre passeport. C'est un gros changement pour Sam. Les deux siblings, les deux jumeaux ont l'habitude d'être inséparables. Ah, il est parti sans son frère. Noël est d'habitude une bonne époque pour l'année. The Clatter of Gluttery. Et tout ce qui peut être entendu par Chris. Oh, je comprends rien. Are you having a nice Christmas, grandma? You make a toast, you stay silent. Moi, je demande à grand-mère si elle veut un toast. Your mother, elle reste vacantly. Je sais pas, elle reste peut-être à me regarder, confuse. Elle vient d'elle-même avec un début de reconnaissance. Oui, merci Alex, c'est adorable, elle murmure. C'est arrivé de plus en plus dernièrement. Je crois qu'elle l'appelle pas par son bon nom. The Clatter of Gluttery, je sais toujours pas ce que c'est. Et tout ce que vous pouvez entendre de Chris. Je sais pas, je fais un toast, hein. You stand and raise your glass. Je reste et je regarde derrière mes lunettes. Joyeux Noël tout le monde. Je suis heureux que tout le monde soit là. Il y a des murmures de cheers, ouais, comment on dit, de chin, et quelques verres qui se cognent. Chris n'a pas bougé. Ouais, nous sommes tous là. Non, merci. Chris renifle Sam, je crois. Allez, viens, c'est Noël. Nous ne pouvons pas le fêter ensemble, je suppose. Ouais, Sam a raison. Essayons d'être heureux tous ensemble. Chris tourne autour de vous. Il est un peu frustré. Il prend une part de poulet, de roast beef de poulet, je sais pas de ce que c'est. Votre fille, Suzy, saisit l'opportunité to corner you. Je sais pas ce que c'est corner you. Peut-être me parler, me demander un truc. Tu sais comment tu m'aimes? You chuckle. C'est quoi you chuckle? Je tremble? Je sais pas. Ce son est familier. Ce n'est pas la façon dont je suis. Et je blague, je comprends pas. Suzy lève les yeux au ciel. Tu sais que mes amis ont un planning pour partir en vacances cette année. Suzy commence innocemment. Eh bien, j'espérais t'aider. J'espérais que tu pourrais m'aider avec l'argent. Elle interrompt Chris qui fait un dérisif snort, je sais pas ce que c'est. Je voulais... Je ne pouvais... Je ne pouvais, ta respiration suce, je sais pas ce que ça veut... Enfin, je comprends pas le sens de la phrase. De ne pas savoir... Pour ta générosité à propos d'Alex, Chris. Ignoring Chris, plus mal. Ah, vas-y, j'ignore Chris. Eh bien, plusieurs parties de ce monde, on apprend tellement à propos des autres cultures, dit Suzy. You sig, c'est quoi? C'est je rigole, je renifle, je sais pas ce que c'est. Et chuchote, je baisse ma voix. Tu sais que l'argent est vraiment dur maintenant avec grand-mère qui est ici. C'est vraiment compliqué financièrement, quoi. Nous n'avons pas assez de monnaie, Suze. Mais s'il te plaît, les parents d'Harriet l'ont aidé. Je suis désolée. J'aimerais bien pouvoir le faire, mais je ne peux pas. Ou ok, super. Je vais trouver un moyen de t'aider, de te donner du travail. Non, non, non. On n'a pas d'argent, on n'a pas d'argent. Quoi? T'as promis, dit ta fille. Elle regarde le visage de ses parents, l'un après l'autre, je pense. Et ouvre sa bouche pour parler. Instantanément, elle se tait de frustration. Je sais pas, elle s'arrête à cause de la frustration. Elle grogne peut-être, je sais pas. Et elle met sa tête dans les mains. Chris applaudit. Et les parents de l'année, et l'award, le trophée des parents de l'année va à... Chris commence à faire un son de batterie sarcastique sur la table. Vous regardez Sam, qui ne supporte... je sais pas ce qu'il fait. Ne prête pas attention à Suze. Chris commence. Alex n'a pas le temps pour sa famille. Ce n'est pas vrai. You can bring yourself to speak. Je sais pas ce que ça veut dire. Pathétique. Chris met ses bras autour de Suzy et l'escorte hors de la pièce. Sam les suit sans meeting, sans rencontrer your gaze. Je sais pas ce que c'est gaze. Charlie excuse sa propre personne bizarrement et vous commencez à nettoyer les assiettes en silence. Est-ce que tu as eu un bon anniversaire, Pat? Ta mère... Je sais pas, je crois qu'elle me demande ça. Merry fucking Christmas. Joyeux putain de Noël. Bon, je crois que c'est un putain de Noël de merde. Je sais pas ce qui se passe, mais ça a pas l'air cool. J'ai vraiment du mal à comprendre l'histoire vu que je parle pas anglais. C'est très très dur pour moi. You living une... Je sais pas. Apparemment, il y a une pile de trucs accumulés. Peut-être des documents, des fichiers, je sais pas ce que c'est. Chaque nouvelle facture. Ah oui. Like LED. Le poids. Je sais pas. Il y a des factures, je suppose. Vous reconnaissez le logo Advenge de l'enveloppe que je suis en train d'ouvrir, je crois. La chère résidence, chère famille Winston. Chère résidence Winston. Merci de nous avoir envoyé votre passeport pour approbation. Nous pouvons maintenant confirmer que nous l'avons reçu et validé pour le New Asset and Wills Redemption Sham. Je sais pas ce que c'est. Vous espérez que c'est le dernier mois, que ça sera This will make the last, le dernier mois d'argumentation avec Sam a marché. Je sais pas ce que c'est. C'est un plaisir pour nous d'encaisser un chèque, je crois. Ou de vous offrir un chèque, je sais pas ce que c'est en clause. Et nous espérons que vous verrez ça comme un symbole, pas seulement de notre gratitude envers vous, mais de notre Wawaring, je sais pas ce que c'est, pour créer une société libre et libre d'inégalité, sans inégalité. Speed included paper cut in the only reason you can believe you're awake. Ok, un chèque, c'est incroyable, c'est un chèque. Chris avait raison. Était dans le vrai, il avait raison. Advance, la société Advance est vraiment... redistribue vraiment. Je sais pas quoi, mais il redistribue vraiment. Il récompense peut-être. Nous allons continuer. Je sais pas quoi, peut-être pour le mieux de la nation et de ses citoyens. Forward avec tous mes égards ensemble. Julia, cordialement quoi. Salisbury and Peter Clement. Le poids de vos finances. Burden lessen slightly, je sais pas ce que c'est. It bliss, je suppose que c'est un truc positif. Que ça veut dire que je peux payer des factures. Ça a l'air bien quoi. Je suppose, j'espère. A long weekend. Pourquoi... Ah oui, pourquoi la zipette de la valise ne veut jamais se fermer? C'est votre anniversaire. Tous les ans, vous et Sam, vous partez en week-end. Habituellement en camping. Mais vous n'avez pas d'argent, je crois. Il y en a made of money. Vous regardez autour pour votre âge. Je comprends pas. Finalement, vous prenez le temps tout seul, ensemble, et vous pouvez oublier à propos des ennuis, des bruits de la vie. Donc je pense que c'est des problèmes quotidiens un peu. Pas d'enfants, pas de travail, juste une petite romance, un morceau de romance et un coin de paix et de tranquillité. Le zip de la valise arrive finalement à se fermer quoi and you drag the building suitcase, ça doit être la valise, et je descends la valise en bas des escaliers. La machine, la réponse de la machine. De quelle machine? Is blinking on the hall table. Je sais pas ce que c'est. Est posée sur la table. Bon après-midi Alex. C'est monsieur... Non. Merci, c'est monsieur? Non, c'est monsieur. Monsieur Bosman. Je vous appelle pour vous informer que vous serez requis pour travailler ce week-end. Ah. Genre... je sais pas ce que c'est ça. Plusieurs informations nous sont arrivées concernant des tensions entre notre nation et des voisins qui ont le pouvoir, des voisins puissants peut-être, et le National Nightly News et la team National Nightly News, je sais pas ce que c'est, qui travaillera autour de leur tout en Zur we break the story first. Je comprends pas. Needless to say, j'espère que vous serez là demain matin à 8h quoi, en gros. Avec une plaisante après-midi Alex. Shock turn to annoyance and then fury. Parce que c'est what are you going... Ah, qu'est-ce que je vais dire à Sam? Ouais, Sam descend les escaliers et elle est toute excitée, elle vous embrasse, elle attrape les clés de la voiture qui sont, je dis, je sais pas, c'est quoi, c'est la vaisselle, non? Je sais pas ce que c'est. Et commence à emmener ton bagage à l'arrière de la voiture, je suppose. Ignorez le message, you need this weekend. Apologize profusely to your spouse, but you really should go into work. Oh ouais, non, mais il me demande ça à la dernière minute. Non, mon week-end il est fixé. Hein. Message deleted. Qu'est-ce que c'était demande une voix derrière vous. Rien d'important. You replie. Alors, qu'est-ce que je fais? Ah oui, je reprends ma valise. L'adrénaline partout dans le corps. J'attrape Sam. On the way, je sais pas ce que c'est. Et je suis pratiquement devant la porte, quoi. You might as well enjoy your time off. You're going to pay for it on money. Ah, en gros, je vais profiter de mon week-end, mais ça, je vais le payer lundi, quoi. Lundi, je vais prendre cher. Quand vous retournez au travail lundi matin, vous voyez, je suppose que c'est ça, vous voyez autour de vous des collègues extrêmement fatigués. Une note vous attend. The immaculate script is blood red. Il est rougeant. Je suis vraiment déçue, Winston. Qu'est-ce qui s'est passé, je suppose? Ah voilà, il est très déçu de moi. Mon patron, je suppose. Il faut pas demander à la dernière truc aussi. Hein. Ton fils Charlie. Over at your elbow on your read. As you read, je sais pas ce que c'est. Are you an active member? Est-ce que tu es un active membre de la team? Est-ce que tu penses gagner les bénéfices de la coopération? Joins The Advance Go Getter Today. Bon, rejoins l'entreprise Advance. Ensemble, avançons ensemble, je suppose. Ça ne ressemble pas à un club de jeunes. Il vous dit à propos de ça. Charlie attrape le flyers. Vous arrache les mains du flyer, je suppose, et croit. Et je sais pas ce qu'il fait, un truc dans mes mains. Alors je peux marcher les escaliers de l'école et la sœur de Ben peut nous attraper à la maison. Elle peut venir nous chercher à la maison. Donc tu n'as rien à faire. You seen the permission slip? Bah non, bah je vois pas pourquoi. S'il veut le faire, pourquoi je l'empêcherais de le faire? Ouais, vas-y, je signe la permission. Your son is thrilled. Ça veut dire quoi, thrilled? It heartwarming to see him. Alors apparemment, il est super passionné, il est super content de pouvoir faire partie activement de la communauté. Ça ne peut être qu'une bonne chose. Ça ne peut être qu'une bonne chose après tout. Un ticket gratuit. Un ticket gratuit de quoi? Plusieurs personnes travaillent pour moi. Ils ne peuvent pas partir. Sam attend devant vous, brandissant 2 tickets. Vous voyez le titre écrit en caractères gras. Alan James a raison. Devant vous, in front of you. Parce que Amaury, je suis très usure. Qu'est-ce que tu en penses? On y va? Des tickets gratuits sont des tickets gratuits. Il a un caractère et il est drôle. Si rien, if nothing else, et rien d'autre quoi. I don't think so. The guy is on the job. Bah, il est drôle, pourquoi on irait pas le voir? Le show est entertainment et très entrepreneurial, mais beaucoup moins fun que ce que vous pensiez. Il a un pouvoir de s'adresser au public et quelque chose à propos, je sais pas ce que c'est, Styx, de votre esprit. Mentir dans le lit la nuit. Cette nuit. Wide awake, long after some breathing turn heavy in It's You. Il y a quelque chose qui me frappe, je sais pas ce que c'est. C'était The Crowd. Je sais pas ce que c'est ce crowd. Ne pas rire, mais roaring. Je sais pas, j'ai pas compris. J'ai pas compris ce passage. Très bizarre. Je vais juste aller aux toilettes vite fait et je vais continuer l'histoire. Je vais en profiter pour me changer parce que j'ai froid. Je vais enlever cette robe qui me donne très froid et je vais mettre Je vais remettre mon jean et un pull bien chaud et je reviens vous voir les petits potes. Excusez-moi, j'ai froid, je me couvre. Alors, D10, un partenariat profitable, ok. Après un particulier long jour de travail, vous venez à la maison pour trouver le poste sorted into pills, je sais pas ce que c'est. Et Sam... Que Sam a pris récemment, je comprends rien. Plusieurs de... Elle a pris quoi? C'est le courrier qu'elle a pris en fait? Et ça doit être de la publicité, ça doit être des trucs achetés, je suppose. Menette avec un dessin familier du logo d'Advance et marqué urgent, répondre immédiatement et placé devant avec, je suppose, avec un texte en rouge qui attire mon attention. Best to get it over with. Bah vas-y, bah je regarde ça quoi. Cher résidence Winston, cette lettre est pour vous informer que le gouvernement Advance a pris une autre étape, a pris une autre mesure, je suppose, à partager pour continuer, je suppose, dans le combat de l'égalité par nationalisation de la large privatisation de la société. Je comprends rien. Et redistribuer les ressources auprès des citoyens de ce grand pays. Les partenaires Bond du programme Bonds créé par les gens qui développent pour les gens. Tu te souviens pas? Je me souviens pas de ça, que c'était dans le manifesto. Je sais pas ce que c'est le manifesto. Toute maison, toute vieille maison? Non, c'est pas ça. Je sais pas ce que c'est. Deviendra un partenaire de l'une des 3 institutions sélectionnées. Fully, c'est de manière attentionnée, sélectionné de manière attentionnée, choisi par Advance pour consister à faire pour augmenter, je suppose, les hautes performances et la sécurité financière. À noter, s'il vous plaît, toute réponse est basée sur une opinion publique et ne peut être garantie. S'il vous plaît, sélectionnez une de ces réponses. Il faut que j'en choisisse une. Weather is community, clothing or couture, we see the beauty in all our customer. Ok. It was well stream from Crazy Nail. Je sais pas. Vous ne pouvez pas dire plaisir sans lésure. Je sais pas, on va mettre plaisir corp. Merci d'avoir fait votre sélection, s'il vous plaît. Retournez ce formulaire dans l'enveloppe qui l'accompagne. Vous pourrez recevoir une réponse de partenariat dans 3 à 6 semaines. Non, to 6 working months. 3 à 6 mois de travail. It seems even advance defeat the quagmire of governmental bureaucracy. Moi je sais pas, Le futur de la nation Et dans le partenariat, cordialement, ensemble, Julia, mais juste comment plus d'influence? Ils peuvent avoir plus d'influence. Comment tu peux avoir plus d'influence peut-être? T'en passes tellement vite. Ah, on va peut-être travailler. On va peut-être travailler. On va travailler? On va peut-être travailler. Non? Si. 153 de tempête. Ah. Alors moi, j'ai oublié comment on faisait pour travailler. Ah, attendez. On va répondre au téléphone déjà. Ah, c'est mon boss.
Why are all men such pricks?
That well, eh?
Apparently he has a complicated relationship with his fish.
No.
Sorry, are you saying he chose his imaginary friend in the sky over you?
I don't know why I talked to you.
Life in the old school system. It's another chance to view the sports board final at 11:45 before the weather and close down at midnight. But first, it's time for the National Nightly News with Jeremy Donaldson and Megan.
Good evening. I'm Jeremy Donaldson.
And I'm Megan Wolf. Our main stories tonight.
Uncooperative. A mysterious symbol has appeared overnight on thousands of buildings throughout the capital.
Tonight, in an exclusive live interview with Prime Ministers Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement, I'll be asking what this mysterious symbol might mean.
After 3 months of record-breaking approval ratings, could this be the daring first move of a silent resistance movement? And what would that mean as we go into the future?
We shall overcome. Trapped in Dante's taint for more than a month now, doctors Ingrid Svorsborg and Horgensvord and David Wong announced today that they're considering 2 possible options.
With 2 of the finest minds in science working together, hopes are still high
C'était peut-être la
for the
3.
eventual return of the team to dry land.
While both options are still on the table, support seems to be growing for a daring escape attempt. If a group of fungus experts can't fix the most advanced craft
Ouais, c'est ça. Oh là là, mais c'est tellement dur comme c'est de l'anglais.
Bearing their opinions, the formerly rich are fighting back with a naked protest.
Our very own Robin Short was on hand earlier today when this new protest group first presented themselves.
It might seem amusing to us, but clearly this formerly
Je sais pas si j'ai le bon.
section of our society
Ah non,
is
j'aurais
not
dû mettre
adjusting well
j'aurais dû mettre le 2.
It's often too easy to forget that not every citizen is thriving under advance.
Table for 2. Johnny Hamsleeves and Tiffany Lamour were spotted having a private moment out at lunch today.
The popular couple have certainly been on a roller coaster since they started dating late last year, and this image is sure to place them firmly back in the tabloids.
Could we be on the verge of the biggest celebrity wedding since professional wrestler Randy Grizzlenuts McFridge married
Je sais pas si j'ai le bon.
longtime tag team partner Tina Tiny Hands last year in a wrestling ring made entirely of cake?
Is this once celebrated role model about to become the bad boy of sport?
And onwards and upwards. In an attempt to put the Mr. Snugglehugs disaster behind them, Remington's Fist
Je comprends rien à ce qu'ils disent, purée. C'est un cauchemar pour moi.
Product that already has the markets buzzing with interest.
This groundbreaking product came as quite a shock when it was revealed earlier today, though its critics are skeptical that the young CEO can fulfill her promises.
Described as a breakthrough far ahead of its time, the male contraceptive pill is
Ah si,
heralding
ça a l'air
a
d'être
sexual
ça.
revolution. Its fans are celebrating the fact that men can finally take equal responsibility for contraception, but others have expressed concerns over its safety and side effects.
With that exclusive prime ministerial interview coming up later,
And our very own Patrick Bannon
Oh,
coming
merde.
to you live from the first annual Sports Board final.
you won't want to miss a second of tonight's National Nightly News.
Where's my mate?
Ah non, c'est toujours ça. Oh merde, merde, merde. Oh, c'est bon.
First tonight, after the Christmas horror caused by Mr. Snugglehugs, we have an exclusive interview with one of the victims.
Poor 7-year-old Timmy Tadlock, like so many of those affected by the Christmas bloodbath, has spent the last 3 months undergoing a series of reconstructive facial surgeries.
Last week, joyfully, he spoke for the first time since the tragedy. Tonight, he talks to us.
Before we go to the interview, however, this station would like to issue a full and frank apology for any part we may have played in the tragedy. We should never have advertised Mr. Snugglehugs. Without our publicity, the sheer scale of this tragedy, and now upwards of 8,000 casualties, might have been averted.
On behalf of the Nightly News team, we're sorry.
In future, we will do better.
Now it's over to Robin Short at the Tadlock family home. Robin?
Thank you, Megan. I'm here with
Non, j'ai
Mr.
pris un peu
and
trop
Mrs.
tôt.
Tadlock and their 7-year-old son, Timothy. Thanks for spending time with us today.
Yes, well, you're bloody lucky we're spending any time with you at all, after what you lot did.
Il faut que je fasse gaffe parce qu'il va peut-être dire des trucs qu'il faut que je censure.
It's all right. It wasn't your fault. As you can see, Megan, there's still a few open wounds here. I'll tread carefully. I'm going to speak to Timmy now. Hello, Timmy. Can you see me?
Mummy, who's that lady?
The lady from television, Timothy. She's going to ask you a few questions.
You be careful now, it upsets him to remember.
Don't worry, Mr. Tadlock. I wasn't the youngest ever editor of the Swinstead Middle School Inquirer for no reason. So, Timmy, can you tell us what happened to you?
Ouais, il y a de l'orage.
You just unwrapped Mr. Snugglehugs, haven't you? Was he under the tree?
Yes, I could smell him already. He smelled like love.
Ah, yes, that'll be the fur. It's scented with hoof.
I was so excited. I
Ouais.
ran to my room and gave him a big hug. He was so soft and warm, like our cat, before he got in the way of Daddy's Porsche.
Bloody cat had a death wish.
And what did Mr. Snugglehugs say to you?
He blinked his real action eyes and said, "You're my very best friend." But I sure wish Mrs. Snugglehugs was here, and she can't be, so just $89.99. And then it's the General Air 41.
Je comprends
And
rien.
is that when he burst into flames?
Careful.
And then he exploded.
Oh, look, I asked you nicely.
And am I right in saying that one of his real action eyes is now permanently embedded in your cheek?
Yes. When I took him in at night, it glows through bandages. I know it's under there.
Staring at me.
Yeah, some of the other children have started calling him Timmy Three Eyes. And with his glasses, that's 5.
There's too many eyes, Robin.
And what's the last thing you
Encore
remember before the darkness?
L'orage à fou, là.
He looked at me with his one eye and laughed. Laughed as he burst.
It sounds very traumatic. Do you have nightmares?
All right, that's quite enough of
Timmy?
you two coming in here with your camera trying to make a buck out of our suffering. I won't have it.
Mr. Tadlock, just a couple more questions. Timmy, do you think you will ever be what we can call
No, you've had your
normal
questions,
again?
and now look. Oh, you've made him cry with all 3 of his eyes.
Calm down, you're Do you think your parents will ever really love you again?
Right, that's it. Enough. Come on,
I'm
Nick.
happy,
Come on.
Mr.
No.
Tadlock.
Oh, your poster, your favourite poster. Timmy, are you okay? Ow.
So there you have it, Megan. Just one of the many victims of an indescribable tragedy.
Waouh. Je sais pas ce qui se passe, mais.
Thank you, Robin. Harrowing stuff.
And many questions to be answered by Sophia Remington in the coming days and months, I'd wager. How will she turn this crisis around?
So, Jeremy, what are the warning signs a consumer should look out for when they're spotting a dangerous toy?
Well, Megan.
Well,
Experts
Megan.
advise to always check for the new advance mark, which guarantee a level of safety and quality.
Yeah, can we just get a close-up on camera 3 here? So if we take a look at this National Nightly News mug, you should see the mark just on the base of it there.
In the wake of the scandal, the government were praised for their swift
Je comprends pas l'histoire de la tasse et du logo qu'il y a dessus.
checks and new products.
It certainly is good to know that someone's watching out for our families. When we come back, our very own Patrick Bannon will be live from the Sports Board Finals. Stick around, you won't want to miss it.
We'll be back after these messages.
1 minute back. Oh, sorry, I'm bursting.
Oh! The exciting bed and crazy cushion Easter extravaganza! We're going to give you crazy bed prices. You
Press
want
bed mattress.
We're going to ship them their water damage.
And we don't mean a little light drizzle. We mean soaking. They're taking up space. This has got the crazy feel.
Alex, Bozeman, we're getting reports in that naked protesters might try and spoil the sports board final by waving their fleshy bits about. Try and make sure you don't broadcast it. It's 6 p.m. for God's sake. No one wants to see fannies on the news. Bozeman out.
J'ai rien compris. Il m'a donné des instructions pour mon taf. J'ai rien compris.
You want to sling a hammer? We'll throw in the trees for free. You need a sleeping bag. We've got men's sleeping bags, boys' sleeping bags, couples' sleeping bags you could sleep in upside down with just your feet out. We got beds you could sleep on your front, back, head. You got piles. We got cushions for miles. Michelangelo spent all his time on his back painting because he couldn't afford a bed. And we say we're gonna come down on prices so
Voilà, tu parles trop, mec. Tu cries trop, mec.
in a pancake throwing competition. It's an Easter deal with Neil appeal. You want to come down and arm wrestle me? Ah!
Welcome back to the National Nightly News. I'm Megan Wolf. Coming up later, we'll be speaking to the Prime Ministers about their exciting new healthcare facilities, transition centres.
Nice to see they care.
You're absolutely right, Jeremy. But first, we're going now to our own Patrick Bannon, who's reporting live from the finals of the new game that's gripping the nation, Sports Board. Patrick?
That's right, Megan. You join me live here from the final of the first annual Sports Board Championship. It's been a hotly contested competition so far. I think it's fair to say these two have been dancing around each other all season. First up, we have Eddie Striker. She's the more experienced of our two players today. Striker has got an accuracy of 7, a danger rating of K, and a 12-month driving ban. Striker's known for her signature move, the Orangi hamster. And facing her tonight, hoping to prove himself with a career record of 12 outs, 14 finishes, and a divorce pending, it's Mr. Wingspan himself, Tommy, the Fingernail Harris. Just waiting on the ref now. The slapping ceremony is taking part. Still going on.
Striker go first.
Striker, of course, first to start as she won the trivia round earlier on by some margin.
The robe.
Harris, perhaps the brawn and not the brains. Stupid. Eddie Striker. Nice start there from Striker. She's determined not to let the nerves.
Je comprends pas en fait le truc. Je sais pas ce que c'est.
On to Mr. Harris now. Tommy. Using his arm to pick up the ball. Not a bad shot there from Harris. Back to Striker.
En fait, ils lancent dans leur.
For shots number 3. All right. She's gone to sort of throwing it under her legs. Not bad, if you ask me.
Is that contact? Don't know why you complain. To Harris.
Bit of business with the ref, but it got sorted out. Back to Harris now. A ball in the hand is worth 2 in the bush.
Football. Move back.
I'd say that's fair.
Okay.
But what do I know? Oh no, and Harris is not going to be happy with that. So really not a good start there for Tommy Harris in round 1. We can only hope that round 2 treats him a bit better. But first, of course, after the argument with the ref section, it's time to change ends. Now we have the ceremonial changing of the ends.
Changement de côté. Pour lancer dans une poubelle.
And of course, now they go back to the starting positions, as that makes sense.
Ah, ça fait sens. Et du coup, chacun retourne.
Striker giving it large.
Second round. You do play. Harris.
Into round 2 now with Harris. Okay, we seem to have some sort of streaker on the pitch. I apologise if we broadcast any of that stuff. She appears to have slogans across her breasts and arse. Try and ignore all of that. Security, I'm sure we're going to take them out as soon as possible. Apologise if we broadcast any of that. As I said, we're going to get the situation resolved as soon as possible. They're trying to carry on play, but it's proving a bit difficult, and I'm struggling to follow. Because it's quite an eyesore, and women's body, yeah. All right, great. Okay, so back into round 2 now, and Harry's absolutely determined to close that massive gap. Eddie Striker. No, it's just some of the tightest play I've seen ever.
Comment il pousse le coussin, genre quoi.
Harris. And was that offensive?
On voit rien du tout.
What a brilliant move.
On voit rien du tout, c'est abusé.
Back to Striker. And we know what that means, ladies and gentlemen. That is, of course, the
Genre les yeux fermés. Mais qu'est-ce qu'elle fait? Mais qu'est-ce qu'elle fait?
Excellent bit of play here on both sides of the bucket.
Ah mais les deux sont comme ça.
I don't know about you at home, but I'm finding the technical mastering display here absolutely blooming jaw-dropping. The ref has spotted something in Harris's neck or head. And Harris is having an absolute shocker. What a miserable start there for Tommy Harris. But he is a late bloomer, of course.
Je comprends rien.
After all, it is a game of 2 halves, 4 rounds and 7 subgenres. But now, of course, it's time for the half-time show. Sponsored by Remington Smith.
On my whistle, on my whistle.
Nice piece of music here to start the half-time show. Okay, another posh protester loose on the court here. We can only apologise for that. We'll do our best to shield you from having to look directly at it. Is running around here with his genitals on display for all to see. And ruining what was shaping up to be quite the dance interlude there.
Merde, je me suis trompé de cam.
In Harris's face, security is on it. And the bucket has been knocked over! I cannot stand it when the bucket gets knocked over. Hopefully he'll get taken out now. Genitals flying around for all to see. Really, if you ask me, not Sunday morning television. And out of there, hopefully taken away, never to be seen again.
Final poses. Ball boy cannot be in the final pose.
And a lovely finish there on both sides of the bucket. I wouldn't like to call that one. And as we head into round 3, I'd love to know what's going on in these 2 players' heads. But unfortunately, because of science, we can't.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Not bad. Well, that ball boy's giving me the eye all day. I don't know what's going on there. Striker there, not a great start. She looks a bit flustered, I think, after all that swinging around. Back to Harris here. God, what I wouldn't give to be that ball. Am I right, ladies? Tommy Harris. And it dribbled down his arm, which is actually a really good move, because, of course, if it dribbles down his arm and goes on the floor, it's not going in the bucket. Back to Striker.
Ok, maintenant, qu'est-ce qu'elle va faire elle?
And Striker's gone for the animal bonus there, but of course, perhaps. And yes, Harris has counted with a tiny bell. That is wonderful play. Of course, we've seen that before. Look at her face.
Ça n'a aucun sens. On dirait le.
That could have been a clincher. What a massive shame.
Harris receives possession now.
Harris to serve now. Harris, of course, undefeated by Kestrel in his last 4 battles.
On dirait les jeux. Comment ça s'appelle là? Qui n'ont aucun sens là. Le jeu de cartes.
That's all right. Not bad there. He threw it quite far away from him, which is quite a good idea. Very clever there. Perhaps a little contact. Caution from the referee, who's being, if you ask me, a little bit harsh. Ellie Striker. And she's let the nerves get to her. What the hell was that? You hate to see it, don't you? You cannot believe it. Oh, for God's sake. Okay, like, this is a mess. I don't know what I can be doing about this. I mean, sort of breasts and genitals for all to see. I mean, there's only so much you can do. They're sort of everywhere, aren't they?
Qu'est-ce que tu veux faire là?
I'll try and carry on. The players are trying to carry on, but of course it's difficult because these protesters, hopefully we can get them taken off soon so we can carry on with the match. Nonsense is going on here. Yes.
We want our money.
Yes, very good. Take them away. Bloody wasters. Absolute wasters. Oh, jog on!
You called me.
It's an absolute bloody. Okay, and now we're going to go into the final round, and of course, as it's a Tuesday, the
Qu'est-ce qu'il
final round is a live
fait? Je
round.
comprends pas le. Ça n'a aucun sens. Il n'y a pas de balle.
Nice imaginary shot there from Harris. It really could go anywhere at this point.
Mais il n'y a pas de balle. Ils font semblant maintenant. Il y a 0 balle. Il y a 0 balle. Il y a 0 balle, hein.
She's juggling it around from her hands. And she's put it in her mouth like as if it was an egg. And now she's and she spat it out. She did the egg spit. So a wonderful move there, quite late on.
Illegal spit.
From Striker. But she's in it to win it.
Harris's ball.
On it like a car bonnet.
J'ai pas compris pourquoi j'ai perdu un truc. J'ai dû faire mal. J'ai du mal faire un truc, mais je sais pas quoi. Il épluche la balle invisible, bah oui, bien sûr, pour ne pas la mettre dans le truc.
And he's throwing it. And the banana was the ball. What a fantastic move there from Harris. Unfortunately, that is the end. What a pathetic... There we go, Jeremy, that is over. How can he look his 8-year-old son in the face tonight? What a lump. We just have to wait for the referee now to announce it to make sure it is all official.
Contestants in, please. And the winner of the first annual Sports Board Championship is... everyone!
Okay, the ref has decreed once again a win for everyone, including me as my 15th win in the Sports Board Championship. I'm going to be celebrating tonight with my wife and children. Another wonderful victory for me. Here come the on-site security to collect their medals, their 6th and 7th respectively. And thanks again for watching the Sports Board Championships. What more is there to say? I'm Patrick Bannon. Looking forward to celebrating tonight. And all I have to say, Jeremy, is back to you in the studio.
C'était quoi ça?
Patrick Bannon had an extraordinary final.
Historic sports board, Jeremy.
Pourquoi ça a pété de partout là?
Yeah, I can wrench a doubler with the best of them, I'll have you know.
I certainly wouldn't bet against you.
When we come back, I'll be talking live with Prime Ministers Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement, who apparently have a big announcement you wouldn't want to miss.
That's coming up after these messages.
1 minute back.
Fucking microphone shocked me.
What?
Fucking microphone just shocked.
Do you suffer?
Bon, j'avais pas compris qu'il fallait lancer la pub. Wow.
Come on. I'm Tommy the Fingernail Harris, sporting legend. I've got it all. 4 world championships, 2 cars, a bidet, and an enlarged prostate gland.
Boozman again. Just heard from the chaps in maintenance that the storm is causing the odd power surge. Some of your controls might be a bit dangerous. Now, I know you're tough and you can take
Bien
the
sûr que j'ai un peu dangereux.
perfect news broadcast, but too many in quick succession can stop the old ticker. I'm sure you'll make the right decisions. Boozman out.
La bonne décision de quoi? C'est quoi la bonne décision?
So what caused this big old prostate in your body? Well, sorry, me and the doctors, we don't know. It can cause. As you get older, your body changes, and that's okay. If you're worried about your swollen bum sack, book an appointment, for God's sake. Procedure is easy, it's quick, and it's not gay. I'm Tommy the Fingernail Harris. Check it.
L'enfer.
Welcome back. I am delighted to be joined by Prime Ministers Julia, the National Nightly News Prime Ministers.
Oh, please, it's just Julia and Peter.
We don't believe much in titles. It's
We're delighted to be here.
Well, firstly, I should ask how you feel about the graffiti that's been springing up across the capital. Should we be worried?
Oh, no, you definitely shouldn't be worried.
Well, not unless you've got a
En fait, je suis pas obligée d'appuyer dessus.
anyway.
But yes, it does seem that there are still some people we haven't been able to help.
You know, whingers
En fait, il suffit juste que j'appuie pas sur les boutons. Si j'ai pas besoin, je n'appuie pas.
As my old mum used to say, there are some pissants who just don't know how to be happy.
We're working hard to reach these people, find out what they're angry about and how we can help. The door to my government is always open.
Someone's dripping on me.
Merde.
But we didn't come here to talk about what may yet turn out to be some alternative arts project.
Which we no doubt will have funded.
When we want to talk to the nation about something far more exciting.
Yes, your office briefed us that you have an announcement to make, but they were being surprisingly secretive about it.
Let me ask you a question, Megan.
Oh, okay, it's not usually how it works, but...
What scares you? I mean, really scares you?
It's death, Pet. She's talking about death.
We're all afraid of our deaths. It's part of being
Putain, mais si en plus il y a des touches qui marchent pas, c'est compliqué.
Are you saying that advance have cured death?
That'll be a vote winner. Yep, that was definitely a drop there.
But while we may not have cured death, we hope we found a way to make it much less.
J'en peux plus des bruits qui marchent pas.
Much less painful and much less expensive. Look, which is me close-up camera?
Oh,
there?
sorry, it's camera format.
When I was 13, my mum came and got me from school, he
Ah
had
là,
to go
c'est
to the
compliqué
hospital.
là.
My granddad,
Les
he
trucs qui marchent pas
collapsed
là.
that morning, so
Là
we wanted to say our
ça
goodbyes.
casse dans ma réal.
And I went in to see him. He were all frail and pale. And I was scared because I'd only seen him the week before, and he'd been fit as fiddle. And he said to me, Peter, he said, it's the right time. I don't ever want to be a burden to the people I love.
Was that the last time you saw him?
Nope, 3 days later he were back home. He lived with us for 9 miserable years after that. He had to be fed with a rubber spoon. He had a commode, so he'd just take a shit right there in the lounge while we were watching football. We couldn't even wait till half time.
That sounds...
It was awful. It was awful for us, and this
Ça me fait peur à
is
chaque
the
fois que
point.
j'utilise.
It were awful for him. He could see it was destroying me, man, watching him slowly fade away. And he would beg her to turn off his breathing equipment.
Moi, franchement, une réal, une régie où les boutons électriques, à chaque fois qu'il y a une tempête, ça saute. Moi, j'y touche pas. Hein. Meilleur moyen de mourir. Hein.
No family should have to suffer like Peter's did. And now no family will have to. The health service is today opening the first of 300 new transition centres.
The transition centres will handle everything for your last days. The legal, financial, medical and emotional costs are all catered for and paid for by the government. So even the poorest citizen gets to pass on with dignity when they choose.
And that choice is important. This is a service only for people who choose it. For people who feel they've run their course and don't want to burden themselves or their families with a slow, long, humiliating decline.
He's just given me electric shock.
Are you okay?
I don't know. I think I fried my asshole.
Oh, we're still on the air, Peter.
No, yes. Sorry. My apologies. Oh.
Are you not worried that this new system might be open to abuse?
In what way?
Sorry. I've got sapped again. Can I get a little bit of help here, please?
That the older generation might feel somewhat...
Jesus, a raw face, fucker. That one was massive. Right, no.
Sorry, that the older generation might feel somewhat coerced.
Coerced into spending their final days eating gourmet food and drinking fine wine and
Il se prend des coups de jus avec.
I am perfectly capable of. With a rustic twat.
Prime Minister, please watch your language.
For fuck's sake!
Go get yourself sorted out.
Right.
We're launching a government information film tonight. It should tell your viewers everything they need to know.
You really do move at a breathless pace.
Wow.
It's hard to believe you've yet to be in office a year.
Oh, Megan, we're only getting started.
And on that note, thank you so much for being here. Jeremy.
Right, yes, that's all we
Whoa.
have time for tonight.
L'enfer.
Thank yous go out to our guests. Congratulations to all the winners.
Toujours plus, hein, les coups de jus et tout là.
And we'll see you tomorrow night at the same time. My name is Jeremy Donaldson. If you can, have a peaceful night.
And we're out. Good job, everybody.
Wow.
So they just...
Je suis morte?
I don't suppose there's any way this could be a good thing.
It's for my nephew, so we transitioned the moment I saw the link.
Je suis morte? Non, je suis pas morte. Pourquoi? Je suis pas sûre de bien comprendre. Hein. J'en suis où là du coup? Parce que là le machin, s'il me pète à la gueule tout le temps, Moi j'ai l'impression que je suis morte, mais je suis pas morte en fait. Allez. D pour l'interrogation. Oh. Waouh. Oh, je suis... Pourquoi qu'est-ce qu'il a là?
Just look at it. That's all we've been putting out since you went down. You have to fix it now. Look left, Alex, out the window. See? They're all over it, little bastards. You're going to need a full charge to clear that many off. Hold down the big button until it's fully charged. Then release it to zap the little fuckers.
Pourquoi il y a des bébés
Really not supposed to be that hard, Alex. Still, at least we're broadcasting again. Usually it only takes a tap on the button to clear one of them. There's one. Zap it off before it starts to mess up the signal again. Great. That seems to be the last of them. For now. Right. We're about a minute out. Get the adverts loaded up.
Il faut que je réale et que j'appuie sur des boutons pour tuer des bébés?
Keep your ears open. You'll hear them climbing up the tower. Don't let them build up.
We'll be going live to the National Nightly News. But before that, let's take a look at what's coming up later on
This has
tonight.
no credibility, Jenny. No professionalism. It's not a mess. Everything is where it should be. It's ramshackle.
Mais je sais pas avec qui je commence
I
donc.
expect you to know the difference. Of course, Megan's face looked lovely, but I can't see it, can I?
Thanks, Jenny. How's lock-in with the boyfriend going?
Decided to take his chances on the wild streets, eh? Rather than endure another romantic comedy.
Jeremy, Jenny says your hair looks stupid.
Yes, I can hear her.
I can hear her.
And she says she's not talking to you.
Yes, I know, I can hear
Ouais.
her.
Shall I count us in?
Make it so.
Mec,
Okay,
ça.
10 seconds. Break a leg, everyone.
Preferably a furry one.
5, 4, 3...
Good evening, I'm Jeremy Donaldson.
And I'm Megan Wolf,
Jeremy
our
Donaldson.
main story. And I'm Megan Wolf, our main stories.
It's been almost 5 weeks since all the Mrs. Snugglehugs toys woke up simultaneously in factories worldwide and began searching for their husbands. The Mr. Snugglehugs were so short-sightedly destroyed. And now, as this photograph suggests, they may be changing tactics.
Built to surprisingly traditional gender stereotypes, the Mrs. Snugglehugs have been arming themselves with a variety of household implements. All the more reason to make sure that cat flap is taped up good and tight.
Armed with blunt weapons, the Mrs. Snugglehugs are only ankle height and therefore able to be kicked away easily by young, healthy individuals. They do, however, pose a particular risk to the elderly or those with pre-existing medical conditions like...
Je sais pas si je dois regarder sur le côté ou pas du coup.
Going stir crazy, with no signs of Mrs. Snugglehug's batteries running out, and the government lockdown now in its 31st day, domestic relationships across the country are taking some unexpected turns.
Dramatic reports are beginning to emerge of uncharacteristically bold behaviour in homes across the country. And we're not talking about the model planes that occupy so much time in the Donaldson household.
In response to a nationwide lack of toilet paper, which was
Je pense pas que ce soit l'image la plus adaptée, mais.
to construct their vast hives, many of the nation's adults have turned to a more childish solution, or at least
En fait, on entend.
Going it alone, popular crustacean
On entend quand il monte.
is back in the news today as this astonishing photograph that he leaked himself shows exactly how he's been spending his lockdown.
It seems that when the lockdown was announced, Johnny's long-term partner, Tiffany Lamour, was busy in the capital preparing her new show, Chocolate Clit Bombs, for its now postponed grand opening. Let's hope the exhibits don't melt.
Being locked in alone seems to have made poor Johnny realise the empty pointlessness of the professional sportsman's existence. A life that, while no longer bringing great wealth, still offers vacuous conversation, narcissistic wives, and an utter lack of social importance.
Déjà quand tu dois mettre un ventilo sur le truc parce que la température elle est trop chaude, c'est craignos hein.
The shape of things to come.
Je veux pas dire mais ça craint un max leur régie.
45 years now, the descendants of doctors David Wong and Ingrid Sforsborgen-Horgensvoord and their unfortunate team today managed to get a personal statement to the surface using flagellized imaging equipment.
Many of the Sforsborgen-Horgens brood, as they've come to be known, have certainly captured the public imagination, with a recent vote naming Helvetica Sforsborgen-Wongensvoord the most likely to survive a massive electric shock.
Greeting from Dante's Tate, or as we say down here in the family, many mushrooms to you. I don't know what a Mrs. Pluckless Pug is, but they sound like they're causing you guys real problems. We've been trapped down here for 8,961 days now, and all I can say is I sure am glad Mum and Dad chose not to get on that escape craft. Since they grew me and the rest of the family, we've been getting on famously, and sometimes Mum stops crying for upwards of 20 minutes. Also, it turns out, at push, you can eat flags, if you can handle the stomach cramps.
Oh là.
Greetings from Dante's Taint, or as we say down here in the family, many mushrooms to you.
Ouais.
It's hard to believe they've been down there so long now.
But as everyone knows, time moves differently underwater, Jeremy. That's why goldfish are so stupid.
That's right. As anyone will tell you, the deeper the bowl,
the thicker the goldfish.
There's no denying the logic of that.
Class war, a worrying turn today for the formerly rich as ever more punishing measures are announced, Alex.
With the country becoming ever more hostile to the previously wealthy, those who manage to skip the country must be very grateful.
Franchement, je comprends pas les images.
We have it from several sources that rich runaways have actually begun to spontaneously lose their teeth one by one. Is it some sort of cosmic justice, or has masked vigilante
Ça n'a aucun sens pour moi les textes. Hein.
And Advance speaks out. With the snuggle struggle proving a test to governments around the world, Advance HQ released a curious statement this afternoon.
In the accompanying release, they asked us to stress that they have been listening,
Je comprends pas,
and that
donc
this should be
écoute,
taken as a response to how the people really feel.
We've certainly done our bit on this show to contribute to the political climate. But let's not forget, how we behave in our home lives is what really matters.
Let's hope it's not just me who filled out that questionnaire, Jeremy, or we're all in trouble.
Let's play that statement.
Good evening. I know many of you feel
Les
lost
bébés
right
qui
now.
attaquent
I know
l'antenne.
I do, which has nothing to do with the waning support for the government, and I don't know why you keep saying that. We're doing loads, okay? We have scientists looking into the lifespan of lithium batteries. Good ones too. Not the red wine cures cancer kind. And no, I can't tell you when all this will be over.
Ça n'a aucun sens tout ça pour moi.
Asking, will you? Let's stop focusing on us and what we're doing and start focusing on you. Because I have some questions for you, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you think the rules apply to you? Do you really think sunbathing is classed as exercise? And since when was hummus essential? Doesn't feel so good, does it? So yes, we've probably made some mistakes. But for now, let's not look at who did what or why. Let's put the full responsibility for this on you. Feel guilty. Feel afraid. Feel anxious. Turn on each other if you have to.
Ouais, j'ai pas envie de me sentir tout ça, moi, anxieux, coupable.
Just don't turn on us. That won't help anyone. Thank you.
Delectable stuff.
Later tonight, Jeremy will be catching up with brave roving reporter Patrick Bannon, while I check in with two friends of the programme who find themselves stranded at opposite ends of the country.
And then, in part 3, there's going to be a quiz. Presumably because there's nothing more important going on that you might like to report on if you were, say, a news programme.
A new programs.
We'll both be asking Sophia Rimington how such a trusted brand can have made such a terrible manufacturing mistake.
With what it describes here as help from popular psychic scientist Delia Lyle.
Oh, I like her.
No, you don't. Why do you do that?
That's all coming up on tonight's
National Nightly News.
Allez, en vous les gosses là.
First tonight, how did we get here? Where are we going? And most importantly, who's to blame?
Joining us from her ranch in Arlingsfield, Milkirky is the CEO of Rimington's Fist, internationally respected business Bengali, Sophia Rimington.
Thank you for having me, Megan. I'm a huge fan of your work.
And from a crystal healing laboratory in what I assume is a garage in Upper Lowington, inexplicably renowned psychic scientist, Dr. Delia Lywell. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Sorry, us?
Myself and the eminent professors.
Is that what you call the voices in your head?
The voice seems to attract dead scientists. I don't really know why.
The money?
They express themselves to me through ethereal algebra and quadratic predictions. It's all very technical.
No, it isn't.
I concur. Miss Remington, the entire Snuggle Hugs range will surely go down as the biggest public relations disaster in history, won't it?
Well, of course, that's one world record we would never have sought to claim.
What can you say at a time like this?
There is only one thing that can be said. I'm sorry. We're sorry. From
Nous
everyone
sommes
here at
désolés.
Remington's Fist, but
Vous entendez, nous sommes désolés.
inventors and world-beating engineers at Rimming Toys. We are deeply, deeply sorry. Who could have predicted that letting a child's toy learn how to love could have such unforeseen consequences?
Mary Shelley?
We see you, Sophia Remington.
On vous voit, Sophia Remington, je vous vois, je sais qui vous êtes. Hein.
Adventure, you will see neither land nor sky.
Is that supposed to be the future?
Only the past is concrete. I remember being a child in my grandpa's workshop when he made the first dancing hanging toy. He put it by my bed, and when I couldn't sleep, I'd wind it up and let it go.
Excusez-moi, je dois faire des
And I'd
bébés.
watch that happy little executioner just wiggle and wave his tiny lips and dance before my eyes. Grandpa sold thousands of them, on the quiet, obviously. And he used the money he made to found Rimming Toys.
Encore 2 minutes 26 d'émission.
Small part
À tuer
of
des
the
bébés.
global supermassive megacore that is Remington's Fist. Sadly, we lost Grandpappy along the way. He died in a fire at the preschool tobacco factory, another one of his pet projects. But we never lost his spirit of invention.
Yes, I'm not entirely certain what your grandfather's offensive toys have to do with the current predicament.
The spirit of invention, Mr. Donaldson. The passion to create.
The passion to create.
And that is why I'm here today, to tell you about a brand new product we're launching simultaneously around the world from midnight tonight.
We said science! Science! We hear its song on the breeze, its breath on the wind.
It's breath.
Its fart under the covers.
How does she do it?
Well, please, don't keep us in suspense any longer.
Won't be my feature she's making up next.
Remington's Fist is proud to present Snuggle Traps. Safety and security in these dangerous times. Each box of Snuggle Traps contains 8 devices, all guaranteed to stop a Mrs. Snugglehugs in its tracks. That's enough for a small lawn or 4 window boxes.
Ils font que attaquer là.
And you want to know the best thing? They're only $129.99.
Eh, vous savez c'est quoi le meilleur? Ça coûte que $130. Eh, c'est formidable pour un coussin.
We see you, Jeremy Donaldson.
Not now, honey, I'm mid-pitch. The best thing about Snuggle Traps is they're powered by next-generation Flardinium batteries. So, however long the enemy lasts, these traps will outlast them.
We see you, Mr. Donaldson. You are screaming and yelling. Your friends are crying. They fear you. And then you're gone.
Oh my god, I just got chills. Did anyone else just get chills then?
I think I did.
I think it's more concerned. I think I'd be more concerned about these traps. Quickly, before we go to the break, these appear to be attractively repackaged landmines. Aren't they dangerous, say, to children?
Oh, hell yeah. These are not toys, but they're explosive fun.
Sophia Remington, Dr. Delia Lywell, thank you for joining us.
When we come back, we'll be taking a look at the situation across the country tonight.
Don't go away. We'll be back after these bandages.
Was that all right?
Oh yes, Doctor, that was exactly what we...
J'avais oublié de mettre des cassettes.
Very nice, that young Miss Remington.
I think she'd make an interesting dinner guest.
Ouah, j'avais oublié de mettre des cassettes.
I
Eh.
think I'd rather spend the evening shoving Delia's sacred crystals up my skeptical arsehole.
Oh voilà, c'est bon, j'ai fini là. De venir à la maison, ok. Ok. Eh, bisous, hein. À la prochaine, hein.
Yeah, well, it's been a long time coming. Oh, exactly. You said it, I've said it. He must know, he's not stupid.
I just don't want it getting back to him that it came from us. Hey, no, Jenny. You're not backing out on me now. We're in this together. It's all right. I'll get him. I've made the cake. You're on the balloons. I've got no idea how old he is. 40? 17? Yeah, ready. Okay, coming back. In 5, 4, 3,
2, 1.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News. I'm Megan. Now it's time to take a trip around the country to hear how the lockdown might impact the nation from some friendly faces. Joining me are respected academic Katie Brightman and author of Alan James's Kites, Alan James. Thank you for joining me.
It's a pleasure. Thanks for having me, Megan.
Thanks, Megan. It really is a pleasure, Katie. I enjoyed our little heated encounter.
I wish I could say the same.
So first off, Katie, how are you coping?
I'm holding up okay. The lockdown directive was so sudden that, like many people, I haven't been able to get home.
Oh no, what happened?
I was staying at a hotel after an international policy convention, and we had a particularly heavy night out. You know what economists are like.
Notoriously hate splitting the bill.
And I overslept, and as you can imagine, I've been here ever since. But there are certainly people much worse off than me.
Exactly. My tour has been cancelled indefinitely, and I've had to refund every single ticket, even the cheap seats.
Oh, Alan, I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah. People are being quite rude about it. They don't seem to realise I've already spent it filling the beach house with beef.
The crisis claims yet another victim.
So, this is just a reminder that my book, Alan James's Reich, is now available in paperback.
Unbelievable.
What was that?
You're unbelievable.
So, Katie, how do you think this might affect the economy? Should we be worried?
Very, Megan. Not to sound dramatic, but this could be catastrophic. Unemployment has skyrocketed, and frankly, it will be a miracle if a lot of businesses can survive this.
There you go, scaremongering again, spreading this latest liberal hoax.
Il est bientôt 7h du matin et je suis en train de faire de la réal sur un jeu vidéo.
They want us compliant, and they want us inside.
C'est terrible quand même.
How on earth can you say that, Alan?
Well, I haven't actually seen one of these supposed toys. Have you?
Well, no, but...
Did you know 3,000 people die every year from regular toys? That's a lot of people. And this is no different. You're just as likely to be hunted down by a yo-yo or a tennis racket.
He makes an excellent and persuasive point, Katie.
Don't listen to her, Katie. The press are the enemy of truth.
She's agreeing with you, Alan, you absolute shit!
Well, then I must be wrong.
Alan, are you now recanting your statement that these toys aren't dangerous?
People are saying they're just like normal toys, and that simply isn't true. Corrupt media lies.
And Katie, how do you respond to Alan's claims that hugs might be dangerous after all?
I suppose I guess I'm agreeing with him.
Je pense que je vais finir ma journée, je vais aller me coucher. Ce qui n'a aucun sens dit comme ça, mais vous avez compris. J'espère.
Yes, right, exactly. We need decisive action from the government.
L'autre il se fait un meilleur burger là. Il a oublié un truc.
We need to support the vulnerable, and we need
to repent. Exactly right, Katie. We brought it on ourselves with all our liberal indulgences like art, cake, and healthcare. We need to act now and begin sacrificing our firstborns, or at a push, a beloved family pet.
Absolutely, Alan. If we can all successfully come together as a community and perform the ritual, hopefully we will appease the great ancient. Katie, could it be any worse?
Luckily, over the past few years under Advance, they've invested heavily into health, so the system can actually bear the strain.
Is it lucky that the Llama Lords have unleashed a horde of man-made monsters on its own people to conceal the enemy within?
Will you just stop for 5 fucking seconds?
The Global Alliance of Fish People are amassing
Ah merde! J'ai oublié de le censurer.
Amassing an army to kidnap
That's you. That's what you sound like.
I don't sound like that.
Yes, you do.
You do, Alan. You do sound like that.
And that's why no one wants to be your friend.
I've got loads of friends.
No, you haven't.
I don't think you do, Alan.
Yeah, stop lying, Alan.
I'm not lying. You are.
Oh, good one.
Alan James, Katie Brightman, thank you for joining me. Some real food for thought there from two of the territory's leading minds. Any moment now, I'll be heading over to Jeremy, who is going to be bringing us an up-to-the-minute report of the status of the nation. Over to you, Jeremy.
Thank you for what I'm sure was a reasonable debate, which really
Il a passé 3 heures à se préparer son sandwich, on a même pas mangé une bouchée.
Someone who's always doing exactly that.
Le pauvre, j'ai de la peine pour lui, quoi.
Are you there, Patrick?
Hello, Jeremy. Yes, hello, I'm here. I'm here live. Apologies for the quality of the broadcast today. Couldn't find any cameramen or women brave enough to come and join me.
J'ai l'impression qu'il est sur un fond vert, le mec.
Right, and can you tell us what it's like out there?
Yeah, I can. It's as you can see behind me, the streets are currently completely deserted. So my question, Jeremy, is just how long? I mean, could there be danger lurking just around the corner, waiting to end the fledgling career of this young, promising journalist before his full potential is even realised? Will he die, underappreciated by management, and frankly, if you ask me, very, very much underpaid?
I don't think there's any danger of that, Patrick. What's that on your jacket there?
Oh, that's actually a sponge. What I've done here is made a snuggle-proof jacket, Jeremy. The network didn't bother sending me any PPE, so I've been forced to improvise. In fact, showing the sort of resourcefulness that would make me an ideal candidate for, I don't know, for example, an anchor position starting whenever they'd like.
From your point of view, Patrick, just how safe are our streets?
Not safe at all, Jeremy, not safe at all. I'd recommend people staying inside, following government advice, and not putting themselves at any risk at all. Unless, of course, like me, it's for groundbreaking journalism reasons.
And just where are you, Patrick?
I'm in the street, on the street.
Which street?
I think I'm struggling to hear you, actually, Jeremy, there.
Which street? Which street are you on?
Oh, which street am I on? I'm just looking for a sign. There it is. I'm on Bannon Avenue.
Bannon Avenue?
Yep.
Bannon Avenue.
Yeah, no, I can hear you fine. Yep, I'm on Bannon Avenue on the sign, it says there.
Like Patrick Bannon?
Oh yeah, that is like, that's strange, that's a weird sign. I don't know what's going on there.
Where are you really?
I'm on Bannon, Alright, fine, I'm not on Bannon Avenue, I'm at home, to be honest. Alright, fine, well I'm in my bathroom technically, but you know, I couldn't face it, to be honest, mate. It's you know, it's terrible out there, I don't want to go outside, they're everywhere.
Ouais, donc c'était vraiment pas une... Ok. C'était fait exprès que ça me paraissait être une affiche, enfin, un fond vert.
I can, yes. I'm no expert, Patrick, but it sounds unmistakably like a tiny fist tapping on your door there.
Oh, fuck, it does. Oh, fuck, Jeremy, shit, no! Oh, bollocks, right.
Perhaps there's a small queue of tiny fists, each wielding a different gendered household implement, ready to bash in the heads of lying little roving reporters.
No, you're lying, aren't you? Oh, shit, fucking, listen to me, you bastards! If you're out there, just piss off, you little fucking snuggle fucks! I'm too talented to die! Oh, what the fucking hell? Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Oh, God. Oh, God.
Don't worry, Patrick. I'd say you've got a few seconds before they break their way in there and finish you off.
Je comprends rien. Je sais pas pourquoi il panique. Pourquoi il est dans sa salle de bain de quoi? Ah, c'est les fameux enfants là. Ah non, c'est des peluches. C'est pas des bébés zombies.
Thank you, Patrick, for that report, showing the nation.
Ça choque personne, genre.
Just where you belong. It's time for another break, but when we come back, we'll be hoping to take your mind off the world for a little while, and who knows, maybe even bring you a few smiles. Join us after this. You're damn right. Yeah, I had them delivered. Yes, to Bannon Avenue.
Bannon Avenue. J'ai pas fini ma journée là, c'est bon. Ah mais j'avais pas vu le faux ciel là qui est tombé. Ah mais il s'est cassé. Ah ouais non mais tout est un faux truc en fait. Ah c'est quoi ça? Ah il y a des avions. C'est bon j'ai fini là? Non ah non il y a un autre, il y a une autre émission encore. Je travaille pas pendant 6 mois.
No, I'm not. I'm not going to.
Attends, ah! Attends, maintenant il est sur moi maintenant?
I'm not. I'm not, I'm not, I'm not, I'm not. No? No. Oh, 5, 4, 3. Welcome back to the National Nightly. Well, welcome back anyway. We know isolation isn't easy, so finally tonight we have.
Attends, mais maintenant il vient me voir là, là.
Even though some people thought it's not our job to entertain the public with absolute nonsense, other more important people overruled those people. So it's time to find out who will National Nightly win.
Ça va être un cauchemar.
And who will National Nightly lose. So, how do we play? Well, joining me is a man who knows all about playing. It's Tommy Harris. Hello, Tommy.
All right, Johnny. It's good to see ya.
And how are you finding the lockdown, Tommy?
What do you mean lockdown?
The enforced isolation of everyone in the country.
Ah, yeah. I think I heard about that, actually, yeah.
You're in bed, Tommy?
Yeah, you called during nap time, so...
Of course, that's my fault. So,
C'est ma faute.
How the game is played?
Well, it's pretty simple, Jeremy, you sausage. I'm gonna ask
Ah mais il y a des poupées partout, je dois vraiment bosser avec des poupées partout là.
What else? Yours truly. And those people are gonna get a chance to win a very special prize.
And what are they playing for, Tommy?
Drum roll, please. Jeremy.
Oh.
Thank you. This
is
me.
Oh.
But I've signed it, so.
Oh, well then, what a fantastic prize.
Have we got anybody waiting to win this once in a
J'ai clairement tout déconnecté.
Jimmy?
I believe we have Angie on the line. How do you feel about winning this man's old pants, Angie?
I've never been so excited, Jeremy.
Okay.
And can I just say, I love you.
Okay.
Both of you.
Well, you've said it now, haven't you?
Il s'en fout.
Angie, I love you. In a way. Tell us about yourself, Angie.
Well, what can I say? My
My
name
name is Angie.
Always has been. I'm a human woman, and my dental hygiene has been described as acceptable.
Brilliant! Right, well, shall we get this shambles underway?
Absolutely, John. Can I get 30 seconds on the clock, please?
We haven't got a clock.
Yeah, I did ask for a clock. So,
Well, why don't you start, and I'll stop you when it inevitably becomes unbearable to watch.
I love it. All right, here we go. Time starts now. Question 1. When is my birthday?
The 13th of August at 7:19 a.m.
That is absolutely correct. Question 2. What? I said, what is my favorite color?
Crushed praline 4.
Correct, the color of my nipples. And finally, Angie, what is my star sign?
That's a trick question. You were born outside of the human understanding of the cosmos.
Unbelievable, that is correct. Stop the clock.
Wow, that really was tough to watch. How did you do, Tommy?
Well, Angie, my love, you got every single question right. Which of course means you lose and win absolutely nothing. Thanks for playing, Angie. Bye. Do we have another contestant on the line at Jelly Bean?
We do indeed. We should have Sonia Artleach. Are you there, Sonia?
Of course I am, Jamie, darling.
Thank you for being here, Sonia.
Oh, there you are, Tommy. Mwah.
Let me guess, you work in theatre, don't you?
Is it that obvious? What gave it away? Was it the glamour or poise?
It certainly wasn't your inherent sense of humility.
Quand tu vois l'ombre là.
Tell us about yourself, Sonia.
Oh, well, if you must
Moi je comprends pas, c'est l'histoire des cœurs, il doit trouver une femme qui la connaît par cœur.
of Rudy Beefman, Samuel Coffee Cup, and Jodie Carpetburn, amongst others.
And how's the lockdown affected you, Sonia?
Well,
Oh, tant
they
pis.
may have closed the theatres, shut the studios, and boarded the cinemas, but they won't get me that easily.
How are you managing without any work?
Due to a savvy clause in all of my artist contracts, I am able to claim my 15% from their unemployment benefit.
C'est normal qu'il y ait autant de
Wow, that certainly is
poupées là.
sharp.
Moi je comprends toujours pas.
Standard stuff.
And can I ask, where are you speaking to us from?
Well, I work from home, you know, to keep costs down.
And
C'est
who's
qui le mec
this?
derrière?
Oh, well, you know, when they gave
Ah, c'est
me
mon
the
mari?
order, I was actually mid-meeting with a client, so we've been isolated together.
No fucking way.
What the fucking fuck?
Is that Tommy Harris? I'm a... Can I just tell you how bloody brilliant you are?
Actually, Jeff, we're about to play a game, aren't we, Tommy?
We got time, we got time.
Well, if it's not too bold, I think I am in love with you, Mr. Harris.
No, it's not too bold. Right.
I'd love to show you some of my stuff. I've been working on some new shit.
Well, at least you're already aware.
During lockdown, we've been workshopping some of Jeff's ideas for much younger children, haven't we?
People still let you near their children, do they?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I've been developing some shows for younger children.
Well, we'd love to see it, wouldn't we, Gerbil?
Absolutely dying to.
Right, so, what do kids love?
Timely child support payments from their absent fathers.
Shallow and overproduced musical numbers?
That's right. Animals! So, I'm trying to address the things that kids need to know, but through a medium that they'll
Je suis à fond là, non?
understand.
De ma part.
Do you understand?
J'ai l'impression.
I think yes. I think so, yes.
Jeff's one of my best clients, aren't you?
I am. Yeah. So, the first one we've been working on is called The King of the Jungle's Mortgage Repayments. It's about a lion who's having problems with his interest rates.
I see. Does he have a broker?
He does, yes. He's a porcupine. How did you know that?
Well, your work is universal, darling. It speaks to people.
I'm going to say something to you, mate. I think you're onto something here.
Oh, the bear,
Oh,
do
yes,
bear.
right. This one is much better. So,
Okay.
this one tells the tale of Mr. Bear. Now, Mr.
Bim.
Bear is a very sad bear because all of the other bears don't think that he'll amount to much, and they tell him that his plays are lazy and derivative.
I think you're onto something there.
Now, Mr. Bear is a tragic figure. Picture this. He's at his lowest ebb. The trees are closing in. He can't even face his salmon, can he?
Bim.
But then he meets someone that will change his life
Oh.
forever.
This is fucking gripping.
That's right. He meets a wise old octopus who takes him under his wing and says, "No, Mr. Bear, don't be sad. You're not like all the other bears. You have this ambition and these
T'as encore 5 minutes 40 là.
Fucking dreams.
I think I love you, Jeff.
And what you need to do, Mr. Bear, says the octopus, probably doing an 8-armed gesture or something.
Lui, je l'entends pas trop à chaque fois.
you need to do to
Et
find
celui à droite là.
happiness in this crazy old forest is you need to set yourself more realistic goals. It's called Mr. Bear Lowers His Expectations.
Wow. You really have taken yourself to new depths. And what do you want children to... What?
I said a more realistic worldview.
Are you all right, Jamboree?
It's Jeffrey. My name is Jeffrey Donington.
No, stop. How does it end? We need to know how it ends.
Well, all the animals learn a thing or two about inevitable mediocrity.
And Mr. Bear settles down near to his parents' cave, stops trying to make his band happen, and he goes into bear telemarketing.
Becomes a bear maths teacher.
And we end...
Oh, ça a l'air trop drôle. Je comprends toujours rien, mais ça a l'air hyper drôle.
there's dancing. It's very repetitive, so it's catchy but not too challenging. Well, if you like, I could go and get my boombox.
Yeah, you know, I might be able to... Hang on, can we get Angie back?
Why not? The more the merrier, as they say at orgies.
Right, I'll just fill then, shall I? Coming up in a moment, it's the world premiere that nobody saw coming.
Lights!
Or wanted. At all.
Right.
I can only apologise in advance for what we're all about to... endure.
You turn this shitting thing... Well, there's all sorts of creatures down on Dangly Doodle Farm. Like wise old Mr. Ox.
Il en a marre, lui.
With way too many arms. There's Mr. Pig and Mr. Cow. They're always in good moods. But that's what they don't know. They'll soon be sliced up into food. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's where your hopes go to turn into despair. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's where your dreams go to die. Mr. Raccoon wants to go to the moon. He'll end up as a bus driver soon. Mr. Porcupine thinks he'll read the news at 9. He'll end up as a janitor who stinks of turpentine. Mr. Tiny Mouse thought he'd own a massive house. Ended up in a bedsit where he can't control the louse. Mr. Horse thought he'd go into professional sports. Now he's an alcoholic and he's on his third divorce. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's the place your life becomes an endless questionnaire. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's where your hopes go to die. Lower your expectations. Maybe you could get a job in telecommunications. No matter how you try, you'll never reach the League of Nations. The best you'll get is middle rank in trading operations. So lower your expectations. You'll never win an Oscar, so there's no congratulations. The future that is coming will not meet specifications, and no amount of visualizations will save you from your own deterioration. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's a tramp who thought he'd be a multi-millionaire. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's where self-esteem goes to die. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's the disappointment that is waiting everywhere. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's where your schemes go to die. That's where your dreams go to die. That's where dreams go to die.
Everyone, what a truly wonderful way to end the show. It's not been easy, but God, you're not listening to me, are you, Alex? Alex? Let me guess, work. Of course. Don't worry, I won't be a distraction for long. I'm going, Alex. I'm taking Susie and we're staying at Chris's for a while. Charlie can stay with you since he's the only one of us you treat with any compassion.
Je comprends pas ce que c'est là.
I just need to think.
Elle fait quoi là? Je comprends pas ce qu'elle fait, je comprends pas ce qu'elle dit.
Stop thinking about work for 5 fucking seconds! Go on, press that button. Press that button and see what happens. In 3, 2, 1. Of course, you always cared about the fucking job more than me. I'm done with you. In fact, I never loved you. You meant nothing to me, just like Susie and I clearly mean nothing to you.
Et c'est ma femme, elle.
And oh yeah, I'm seeing someone else, and we laugh at you. The kids
C'est
will
ça,
forget
Mel.
all about you soon enough. The sooner the better.
Je comprends rien. Mais c'est ma femme du coup? Elle? Oh, on va sauver et quitter. On va sauver et quitter. Ah mais c'est le cas où en termes de compréhension je suis à côté de la plaque. Là je ne comprends rien de ce qui se passe dans cette game. Ce jeu il est sympa, mais alors... Oh, je comprends pas tout. Écoutez les petits potes, je pense que je vais aller me coucher. Je pense que je vais aller dormir un peu. Oh, et je reviendrai tout à l'heure. Pour de nouvelles aventures, pour la suite de Bird of Prey, hein, puisqu'il nous reste encore une journée pour récolter des dons, bien sûr, pour l'association On Sewed. Donc on va continuer, mais d'abord on va faire une petite sieste, on va récupérer tout simplement. On va faire un petit dodo et on revient demain. Je sais pas à quelle heure. Je crois que Seiya voulait revenir à 9h, mais vu qu'il est 7h30, 7h15, pas sûr. Voilà. En tout cas les petits potes, je vous fais des bisous et je vous retrouve dans quelques heures. Dans quelques heures, c'est le bon terme. Je vous retrouve dans quelques heures les copains pour la suite. Des bisous!